You took the time out of your day to write an email with crystal clear instructions that anyone could follow. You spent maybe 15 minutes drafting a request that could in no way be misunderstood. You provided such thorough information that there couldn't possibly be any further questions. Then you send the thing off, and it just goes unread. No reply, no acknowledgement, just radio silence. That was me for years. Every time I sent an email out to a coworker or a supervisor, I wanted to ensure that I had covered every possible detail relating to my request. I wanted to prove that I had already done everything that I possibly could before reaching out to somebody else for help. I wrote everything out in my message. So why did my emails return no results? If you know what I'm talking about, here's the thing. The problem might not be the information, it might be the presentation. Hi, I'm Corey. I've been sending and receiving office emails for over a decade. Project updates, IT requests, client deliverables, the whole thing. I want to give you 7 tips that I've picked up during that time that have completely changed the way that I write work emails when I want to get results. I'll even share an email template later on that you can copy and use today. So let's get into the tips. Short, specific subject lines. The subject line is the hook of your email. You're trying to grab the attention of busy people with their own concerns. If an email hits their inbox and the first thing they see is vague or rambling, they're not opening it now. So don't use a subject like quick question or update on outline. Make it way more specific than that. Try something like PowerPoint outline ready for your review. That's specific, scannable, and tells the recipient exactly what's inside. Think of it like writing a headline, competing for attention even in an inbox. Don't use vague subject lines. Drop the formalities. Skip any sort of, I hope this letter finds you well fluff. It just delays the reader from getting to the part that you actually need them to read. At worst, they'll be annoyed at the extra length of your message. And at best, they're just going to gloss over it, so why include it at all? If your emails start with something fluffy like, "Hello, Alex. Hope your week's going fine so far. I know you must be busy with everything going on in your department. Do you think you could still find time to help me out with something?" Drop it. Just get rid of all of that. All you need is, "Hello, Alex." Seriously, that's it. Skip the greeting and get to the point. People are busy. You'll be doing them a favor. Don't belabor your point. Anyone sitting down to read an email is not interested in reading a novel. Heck, they're not even interested in reading a short story about why you're emailing them in the first place. They want to know what you need so they can get on with their own days. Plus, big blocks of text are overwhelming. They're basically just a barrier to a timely response. So try to limit your paragraphs to like 1 or 2 concise sentences, 3 at max. Shorter paragraphs just feel easier to read and to respond to. Like if you're saying, "I have a meeting on Friday morning with Dan. He wants to make a decision on the framework we should use for our new project. I'm thinking Vue should work fine, but I thought I would check with you to see if you had any input first. If you could look into this by Thursday, I would really appreciate it." That's a whole lot of nonsense as far as the recipient's concerned. Shorten it. You could write something as simple as, "Could you make a framework recommendation for the new project by Thursday? I'd really appreciate it." If you keep your paragraphs short, you'll actually increase the likelihood of them being read. Request first, context later. This is the big one. If you ignore everything else in this video, please start using this one. If your email starts with a backstory or lengthy setup, the reader's going to have to dig down into your message to find out what you actually need. And really, that's all they care about. So what you need to do is start with your request. After that, you can give as much context as is needed for them to understand exactly what you're looking for. So to build off the previous example, you could add some context as to why you're making this request. Like, you could add back in, "I'm having a meeting Friday morning with Dan, who wants to be able to make a final decision on the framework." Tell the person what you need right up front, and then follow it up with supporting context. Hey, we've covered a lot of tips already, and there's still more to come, so I just wanted to quickly mention that I've put together an email template. It's linked in the description below. You can check it out, make a copy of it. It's got all the tips that we've talked about so far and the ones that are coming up. You just need to switch out the information and it'll give you a well-structured, well-organized email that you can send along to your coworkers. Totally free, no obligation, just thought I'd mention it. Set mile markers. Sometimes there's just no way around sending a long message, like when you need to give a detailed project update, or when you're synthesizing a bunch of information from different places into one message. When you're sending a message like this, categorize the information, put related information together, and add in section headings. Like in this example, we have a bunch of text, big blocks of text, but everything's important. So we'll categorize the information, put the related information together, and then add in section headings, like issue recap, solution 1, solution 2, recommendation, and links. You can just add labels to the sections of a large email to keep the information structured and organized for the reader. It's like mile markers for your message. The magic word. So we focused on brevity and on structure. So let's go back in and make sure we don't sound too aggressive. We want our communication to encourage results, not demand them. The most effective way that I found to do this is to simply use the magic word whenever you directly ask for someone to take an action. If you don't know, it's please. Please is the magic word. Can you give me a status update on the switch over from Bootstrap to Vuetify? Just drop in the magic word. Can you please give me a status update on the switch over from Bootstrap to Vuetify? So drop please into any sentence where you're asking for action. It's a small change, but it can really soften the tone of your writing. Offer clarity in closing. Always wrap up your emails showing that you're available to help. You're not just expecting your request to be taken care of. There's always a chance that you've been unclear, or you missed something, or you assumed something. You just don't want the other person to feel like you're hanging them out to dry. So just end your email showing that you're willing to help them find a solution. My go-to phrase is, please let me know if you have any questions. I use this phrase so often that I went ahead and made it part of my email signature to save time. There's actually a signature that you can modify for your own purposes in the template that I mentioned earlier. Again, it's linked in the description below. With your emails out of the way, you can get back to focusing on your own tasks, which can be a whole nother challenge of its own. Check out this video to learn about the tool that I use to stay on top of my own projects. See ya.